ready to start the show? Nope. Actually, turns out you're not ready because that was shameful and bad. Let's try that one more time. I want enthusiasm. Are you ready to start the show? Welcome to the Berkeley Poetry Slam. I am your host, Jazz Sufi. Yes, it is me. You thought you killed me. I cannot be killed. I will never die. I'm like the Barack Obama of the Berkeley Slam. I'm mixed and I have an uncomfortable legacy, but I fixed the fucking recession. So, tonight is one of the biggest shows of the year. It is our annual No Man's Slam. What that means is that the top scoring female and non-binary poets will be coming up here to compete for more than just bragging rights. Usually it's just bragging rights and like money, but like not money, but money. It's poets, $5 is money. This is for something that matters. An arbitrary title. Yes, indeed, the winner of tonight is going to go represent us at either the Women of the World Poetry Slam, which is at some city in Texas, or they will be representing us at Femmes Tournament, which is some city in the Northeast. None of them are the Bay Area or New York, and that's all I care about at this point in my life. So, judges, can you please raise your boards in the air? Everyone, give it up for my judges. All right, that half-hearted, lukewarm applause, judges, may be the only ones you get tonight, because judges will be scoring from 0.0 to 10.0. Let me put this in perspective. A 0.0 is, you get a text. You're like, oh, it's a fuck text. Excellent. You look at your phone. It's not a fuck text. It's a campaign text. From Hillary Clinton. That's right. She is doing her campaign again. It is 2016 again. We are trapped here forever in this loop of hell, and the midterms will never come, and we all die. A 7.0 is like a thank you phone call from Liz Warren. I was like, cool. I was like in the middle of dinner, but like, cool, thanks, Liz. A 10.0 is the Democratic nominee is a Gundam, and inside that Gundam is Audre Lorde, and the Gundam is also made by Fenty. The Gundam shoots gun control, and Bernie Sanders is there somewhere. I know you white people need him, so like he's involved somewhere. Donald Trump is incarcerated on the raft. Kamala Harris is his prison guard. It's everything is as it should be in the world. So, and then a 5.0 is like, 5.0 is reciprocal oral sex. It's like, that's what you're supposed to do. Like, come on, don't, whatever. So, 0.0, 10.0, 5.0, So, judges, follow your hearts. Avoid score creep, where as the night goes on, your scores get higher. The quality might not get higher, but your scores do, because there is a bar, I will remind you. There is food, I will remind you. But, judges, I need to let you know, this audience will lie to you. They will say such things as, give it a 10. Do you think it matters? Do you think it matters if they say that? Nothing matters. It's 2016 again. I told you we're all going to die. What you have to do is follow your heart. But remember that your heart has fucked up before. So stay consistent. Don't make those mistakes you did with that one ex. You know which ex I'm talking about. Now, poets will be coming up here and doing original work with no props, no costumes, no animal acts, no musical accompaniment, no nudity. It'd be really wild if tonight's the night we decide to break that rule. I don't think so, but hey, we're in Berkeley. Weird shit happens here. There are some rules for the audience. Number 1, please take out your cell phones. I mean it. I can see you. So take out your cell phones and turn them off. Because if I hear your ringtone go off in the middle of the show is over. We all go home. You owe the poet and me a drink. Rule number 2, I could see you take out your cell phones because this is live poetry. This is not Netflix and chill. This is not Hulu and some mediocre Marvel show. This is live art. Tell me you're fucking watching Cloak and Dagger. Go to hell. So, this is live art, which means if you like something, let them know. I like snapping. You know why? Because I am very pretentious. But you can also stomp your foot. Say, let's go. Go in poet. The more energy you give the poet, the more they give back to you. Now, number 3. Here's the thing. Number 3, the Berkeley Slam believes in things. Not just like poems. Poems are cool or whatever. Poems are going to change the world. Try coming out for the fucking primary votes once in a while. Gotta change the world. But I'm gonna read you the Berkeley Slam mission statement, and we're gonna use this as a chance to practice for cheering for the poems you're gonna hear later, okay? Okay? So I'm gonna say a line, and then you're gonna cheer like that shit changed your life. You're gonna cheer like that shit cleared up your skin, like that shit brought your parents back together or divorced them, if that makes more sense. So, okay, ready? Mission statement. Oh, my poem's already bummed out. I need more cheers. Here at the Berkeley Slam, we challenge the notion that anyone needs to be given a voice. Or that anyone, anywhere can be a voice for the voiceless. If you have that line in your poem, Voice for the Voiceless, you must be so embarrassed right now. Please edit it out. So, regardless of whether you vocalize, people are never voiceless. In reality, they are being overlooked and intentionally ignored. Cheer for intentional ignoring! Our top commitment is to provide spaces where persons of any and all genders, sexualities, ethnicities, abilities, and ages can tell their own unique stories. Stories which convey their attitude, their personality, and their character. See, I performed that like a slam poet in the middle of their poem. Cheer! Give it up for the mission statements! The one place we don't make a space for is DC Comics fans. You must leave if that is your issue, because I don't support that marginal... We were friends, Allie! You know my mom! How dare you like DC and know my mother? Ugh. Okay, Sandman's a fair one. I'll allow Sandman. Anyway, so you guys want to hear about the poets competing tonight? I'm so glad you asked, because I would have said it anyway. It's going to be in this order tonight. We have Camila. Give it up for every poet as I say their name. We have Camila. We have Seven. We have Tiana. We have Bambi. Reggie, Javi, Nicole Tracy, and Jordan. Give it up for every poet touching the stage tonight. Now, we have my list. We have the rules. We have a reference to Gundams. Are we ready to start the show? No, your mediocre and lukewarm applause were correct, because we need to have a sacrificial poet. Someone to get you ready for poetry, to spill the blood. Everyone say, spill the blood. So on deck, we have Camila. In the hole, we have Seven coming to the stage right now. Give it up for our sacrificial poet, former Berkeley Slam Grand Slam champ. Give it up for Imani Cezanne.
Fine. I'm sorry, I need my phone. If you're in the slam, don't do this. Don't be like me.
Knowing yourself. 2020, we know ourselves and our limitations.
The word of the day is absent. Adjective, not present in an expected place. Example, the performer was absent from the stage. Lacking, non-existent. Example, The audience noticed the absence of the performer because she is the reason for the performance. Not in a certain space at a given time, non-attending. Example, the Black woman was absent from the National Women's March. Example, the white woman did not notice the absence of the Black woman because she was not the reason for the performance. The Women's March was absent of nuance, made absent promises. The Women's March was absent of arrests. A protest absent of demands is a parade. A photo opportunity, an ego stroke of a pink pussy absent. Showing a lack of attention to what is happening, preoccupied. Example, a Black woman got her throat sliced at MacArthur BART station and the train still left on time. No women's march was planned. Example, a Black woman was stranded, rung a doorbell to ask for help, and the homeowner shot her in the head. No women's march was organized. Example, a Black woman was raped, beaten, killed. A Black woman was battered, choked, and sliced. A Black woman was gutted. A Black woman was burned to the ground, and no women's march assembled. When asked about Black lives, the white woman had an absent look on her face, made an absent reply. When the white woman speaks of all women, the Black woman is absent. If the white woman speaks of Black women, the Black trans woman is absent. The Black queer woman is absent. These intersections absent of their rightful authority. I didn't go to the Women's March because I didn't know about it, because nobody told me. Basically, I wasn't invited. Either way, I had to go to work, for which I was late because the buses were on detour, because white women prefer to gather in their own favor and then vote against it. Because I could be shot dead. I could be shot dead with nothing but my palms in my hands, and white women would not have marched for me, would not have noticed my absence. They say the master's tools will never dismantle the master's house. You know, where he lives with his wife, who's out there marching.
Give it up for Imani Cezanne, everybody. Judges, can I have your scores? Judges, you know how I ask for them quick? I'm going to be asking for your scores quick. We have so many poets happening tonight. I want to get through this show timely so we can hear some fucking poems. I got 1, 2. I have 1 judge, 2 judge. Put your scores in the air. Wave them around like you better goddamn care. There's shit in the line tonight. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. And where'd my 5th judge go? Where's my 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5? There we go. Hold them up until I read them out. Oh, I have an artistic judge. I love those. So hold them up until I read them out. I have a low of a 7.5, 8.3, 9.1, 9.4, and our first 10. Give it up for Imani Cezanne. Now, judges, excellent job. You have passed your first test, which is to put numbers on a board. You have 8 more tests. All of them are to put numbers on a board. Now, this is your job. Stay consistent. If you like something more than the sacrifice, score it higher. It might be a little difficult if you gave the sacrifice a 10, but still, if you like something more than the sacrifice, score it higher. If you like it less, score it lower. Stay consistent. Do not be swayed by the audience. Audience, you sway the fuck out of these judges. They don't know shit. All you need to do is let them know what you want. And how do we let people know what we want? We get inarticulate and loud. So, audience, what do you do if you like a score? You know what? Usually I stop it there. I didn't like that. I don't think that was loud enough. What do you do if you like a score? Yeah. What do you do if you do not like a score? Judges, do not be swayed by the audience. They're just some drunk motherfuckers in a bar. They don't know good art like you do. But there's one other part to that. What's the other part to it? Oh, audience, Sway the judges. They're just some drunk motherfuckers in a bar. They don't know art like you do. We gave them a free drink to do this. What does that qualify them to do? Nothing! I mean, I guess it qualifies them to judge spoken word poetry on a Wednesday night in an Irish bar. Anyway, so on deck, we have 7. In the hole, we have Tiana coming to the stage right now. It is our first real poet of the slam, y'all. I want you to cheer. You like lines this poet did? You fucking snap for them. You go, you make noises. Give it up for the poet coming to the stage right now. Camila!
What's up? All right, I'm gonna get right to it. So some new shit. Some new shit. I want to dedicate this to Mama Earth, Nikotsan, Shima, Earth Mother, and Black and Native women and femmes that have survived the bullshit of the white man for several hundred years up on this land. Sneaky white boy. Look, when you rolled over my little limp 18-year-old body in September, Bansa full of chemicals, you slipped up in my little water bottle. Bitch, look, I wasn't there, okay? I sat cross-legged on Neptune with Frida. We painted our wombs with moon blood, braided big, bright, corn-colored rosas and ribbon into our trenza, smoked Cuban cigars while stupid boys like you on Earth made a big mess. When you peeled off my too tight skinny jeans, I wasn't there, okay? I weave constellations with Spider Grandmother. I race Isana Klesh. I baile salsa con Celia Cruz in big fluffy dresses the color of guava fruit. I did the washing machine with Selena, and we did that laugh, you know, the one where our nostrils flare and all you see is teeth. When you did your thing, probably off rhythm with your eyes closed with that same stupid flushed face look. I wasn't there. I ate peyote with Malinche, and we forgave ourselves for being pendejas, for letting gringos come up in our room when you came back for seconds. I wasn't there. I was busy turning September into October, all the trees listen. And when you finished, you had never felt so alone and stupid, porque you were alone and you are stupid with your pink face and your stupid sadness. Look, I wasn't there, okay? I was far away from you, man, somewhere else with Frida and Nina and Celia, with June and Audrey and Intazake, porque, look, this pussy is too bruja to be broken into, bitch. I am not car window nor corner store. This jefa pussy, this chola's church. Little man, look, look. I make wombs from wounds like you. You need to hear that again? I make wombs from wounds like you. This pussy is on some juicy spiritual shit. So good, you tried to fuck it to find freedom. Man. God bless the child that's got her own, that's got her own pussy.
Up for Camila, everybody. Judges, might I have scores? I have 1, so quick, so appreciated. 1, but I need 5 scores. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, and so close, so close. I just 5. There we go. We have a low of a 7.5. Goes up. Remember, it's a 0 to 10 scale. If you donate to Liz Warren, you want that call. She makes the YouTube video of it. She's a nice white lady. So we have a low of a 7.5 goes to an 8.5, a 9.2, a 9.2, and a 9.4. Get up for the poets. So, that was okay. Your cheering is getting better over the course of the night. Let's practice really quick. I want you make a sound like you just had your favorite ice cream flavor, and your favorite ice cream flavor is like fully charged cell phone, or it's dismantling capitalism. Soul flavors of ice cream. So that sound. Everyone make that ice cream sound. Wow, you're all sad. Okay, let's try again. Make a sound like, okay. Like your stupid niece or nephew is like, look, I did a trick. And you're like, fucking, you just wasted my fucking time, okay? I get that you're 3 and nothing matters to you, but I got shit to do. But you pretend to be excited about it. Make the excited noise you'd make for that niece or nephew. That's what you're doing for the poets. Every poet that comes up here is your 3-year-old niece or nephew. You support them as such. On deck, we have Tiana. In the hole, we have Bambi. Coming to the stage right now. Give it up for our next poet, 7! With my mom sometimes, and it's very uncomfortable. I do hate that.
You know what, Jazz? Just because. I remember when it happened, my heart snapping from the lips cracking of a former lover. So I went out and searched for peace and found it in a slender piece. My lyrical tongue reached her G-spot and I had sprinklers popping off at the mouthpiece. This piece left me. So I became a stud whore, offering peace to any woman opening her door to my peace, reaching inside their wombs, which had become the tombs of man's ejaculated bullshit. I put this writer's tool in and out of the holes of their wounds and consumed their flesh and a few assets, become their savior, love creator, sparkling tears reared while whispering sweet nothings in your ear. Like I said this to Jazzy's mama, I said, yo, baby, you my sensual peach, caressing your body soft and firm, wet from the water I'll pour on your every crevice, plunging my teeth into your smooth, silky skin, just sucking up your juices as I dive in slowly. Ain't her name Antoinette? Oh, baby. Sweet, ripe peach, I eat my peace, unstoppable, because when it was all over, all I had to do was come and go on to the next one who did her bid so I could get rid of her kid so I could finger her into peace, becoming the straight woman sex slave, not there to tease, just only to appease loneliness. Homelessness allowed me to manifest the nigga mentality. Let me break it down for you. Noticing I get good ass. Nigga. But in reality, I was a stud whore who heard the cries of single mothers dying inside, looking for love in their immense sex drives. I've stolen breast milk from infants to feed my own hunger, thirsty from the wonder of, how much is this piece worth? Not $20 for the duck sick, and I began picking the vulnerable ones, tossing my salad for pieces. I put cucumbers in her piece of the whore pie. I spy jealousy amongst my queen of the sham, not ready to examine my own whorishness. I split their tips of peace, pacing my tongue slow, making them beg and plead for my peace. This stud whore bore the scratches of the needy, greedy women, willing to give me anything for a piece of love. Lovely orgasms, visions of ecstasy, LOVE, breaking through the cobwebs of their empty beds as I spread my hand open and they gave and came into submission. Any spot, any position, had men wishing to be me. A stud whore with a lyrical piece had to stop and talk to any piece of cash I spied. Jazzy's mama, hey, yo, baby, can I get a ride? Hey, and she rode me for hours, even into the shower, not like Too Short, never stolen a woman's money. Always giving fetty because I remain steady till the girl can't take no more. How many orgasms do you want? It was always 3+ since I found no need to bust. Just give me some loot. I'll put on my boots and see you again on Thursday. Oh, how women behave when they've had their sex for the day.
Give it up for 7. I'm just glad my mom's happy. Judges, give me your scores. I'm just glad she's getting treated right. All right, we got low of an 8.9. We have almost broken the 9 barrier, but no. Did I hear a boo? That is 1.1 short of a perfect score. We have a long night. You stay consistent. We have a low of an 8.9. Goes to a 9. Goes to a 9.4. 9.5. And I know that this is a point something 5, but we round down because we don't care about math here to 9.75, which goes to a 9.7. Give it up for the poet. Did I just hear give it up for Jazz's mom? How the fuck? No! No! How dare you? I know she is watching the live stream right now. Speaking of the live stream, we have a live stream, guys. It's on our Facebook page. It often gets taken down. Just like straight up put some bullshit. Like people just get mad at what poem is happening and then they'll report it. And you know, Facebook, the moral arbitrator of our time. So check out the stream if your friends aren't here. First off, your friends aren't your friends. They're fucked up. But second, get them to watch this. It's on our Facebook. You can find a link to it on our Twitter, our Instagram. It's 2020. We're on everything but TikTok. TikTok is just for scary nurses with no morals. So on deck, we have Bambi. In the hole, we have Reggie coming to the stage right now. Give it up for our next poet, Tiana!
Tango for the mango! Mango, mango, you know tango! What's that mean on it? We hung out once in a forest in the middle of December and you were wearing a fishnet shirt despite the cold and I respect you. I still respect you, but wow. This be the rebellion of my hips. I know you want me clothed, turtlenecked and wholesome. You want me unaware of what power this body brings, but I already know what kind of twerk it takes to conjure up a man's wallet, to make him pull my rent from his paycheck. This be the rebellion of my bruja. My ass clap be a spell that makes men empty their pockets, and this be the rebellion of my tongue. You hear this black girl speak and say she's so smart, so well-spoken for a black girl in a G-string. And I'm like, yeah, I can isolate my ass cheeks and speak impeccably. And I see you gawking at me, jaw unhinged by bewilderment, as if black girls ain't invent versatility, as if black girls ain't been educated, as if black girls ain't always had to hustle. I be your local activist, college student, retail associate, and any other underpaid worker by day, an exotic dancer by night. This be the rebellion of my pockets, wallets, and bank accounts. I am no longer in the business of serving men for free. All my labor from emotional to entertainment comes with a price. Every twerk be a prayer for my wealth. My ass always in conversation with God. My body no longer a sacrifice but an altar, something sacred and worth worship, something to regard as holy and treat as such. This be the rebellion of my ass clap. A round of applause for me. Every time I shake my ass on my own will, a chain breaks. Men pay to watch me liberate myself, watch me reclaim my body in its entirety, and I know this is what freedom feels like because the only hands touching me are mine and envy is dancing in the eyes of every man watching. And I admire this body that everyone else has tried to claim and mold into something more respectable, something more hidden and modest. Here I possess all mobility of this body. Here my body swallows submission and docility, swallows misogyny and compliance with a double shot of whiskey. Here my rebellion is a shameless act, and I let it celebrate in all its naked glory as I grind over every beat while popping my pussy in a headstand underneath all the rain on my stage. Give it up for Tiana, everybody. Judges, can I have those scores? I got 1. I have 1, 2. DJ.
DJ Cornrow Colin, I appreciate you. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, starting from a low. Oh, we have broken the 9 barrier because we got a low of a 9.0, 9.0, 9.5, 9.7, 9.7. Get up for the poets. Now, judges, remember, stay consistent. We are 3 poets into the first round. There are 4 rounds, so you'll want to stay consistent. On deck, we have Reggie. In the hole, we have Javi. Come to stage right now. Give it up for your next poets. Bambi! Wait. Cut the music. I don't know the last time I've had to do this for like a finals show. Wow. Ooh, you guys must be sad today. Okay, I get it. It's 2020. It's fine. I understand. I'm having a rough time too. We're all having rough times. Here's the thing. It takes a lot for these poets to come up here to do their poems. These poets who have worked all season to be up here and against institutional misogyny and transphobia at that. And all you have to do, aside from turn off your cell phones and share things with your friends and then buy drinks from the bar, all you have to do is cheer for these poets and you won't? Here's the thing. I'm not going to say that again. I'm not their dad. Here's the thing. If you're not going to cheer for good live poetry, I will do worse than read you bad poetry. You don't even know I'm going to say it. You're just like, do it. I will go to my phone. I will go to the browser. I will type in http://www.twitter.com because I uninstalled the app. And I will go to the Twitter account of our illustrious president, Donald J. Trump. Do you want me to read to you what war he's starting in whatever country now? Let's see what tragedy he responded to with a low-resolution JPEG of the American flag. Do you want this? No? Then say no. All right. So, and here's the thing. People say, Jazz, you say that all the time and you're bluffing. I don't live on this fucking coast anymore. I'll fucking do it. What are you gonna do? My flight's at 8 a.m. tomorrow. I'm out of this place. So, are we gonna cheer for the actual poets? Yes. Yes! Give it up for Bambi! I was so sad when that hunter came home. So get this. He asked me, when does your black end and your poet begin? Wow. I mean, do you ever get frustrated? Like, do you ever want to strangle your poet to let your black speak louder? I mean, don't you get tired of doing that black stuff? You know, being that black poet that does the black stuff? You know, do you ever get tired of being you? So what he means to ask me is, do I wish I was white? I mean, that's what they always ask, isn't it? White people love believing that black people are as afraid of our skin as they are, or that their colorblind racism doesn't impact our color-dependent life, or, and this is the big one, that because we want something as simple as human rights, that means that we want to be pasty. So the question is indeed, do I wish I was a white poet? And of course, the answer is fuck no. That shit is outdated, boring. Like, how many poems can I write about trees or white feminism or search other people's bones enough to make myself interesting? So no, I'll keep my black. Because poet would be nothing without it. Like, they are one in the same. Like, black is poetic. A man came up to me at the bus stop the other day. Said he'd been playing the blues for 40 years and he still had a dream. Said, every night, I'm so sorry. Damn.
Oh, this is my first time memorizing a poem, y'all. Said, every night he watches the sun set on a city set on breaking him down, taking the very breath that blows his horn, and yet he still blows. And within that is me, and within that is black, and within that is something so poetic. So ask me, when does my black end and my poet begin? And I will say, it always begins, but never ends. Bitch!
Give it up for Bambi, everybody! Judges, give me those scores. I have 1, 2, 1, 2. DJ. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4? Is that 4? And so close, 5. All right, we got a low of a, let them know. I never look at the low scoring judge because then you don't know who to fight. We have a low of a 7.5. It goes up to an 8.8, or excuse me, 8.5, 8.8, 9.1, 9.5, 4. Excuse me, give it up for the poet. Now, quick question before I keep going. Can anyone tell me what this is? No one can tell. This is just a mysterious object floating in the void. This is a glass. The glass had a drink. Because here's the thing. We are in the Starry Plough. I know, right? The Starry Plough is a pub. Shocking, I know. A pub has a bar, yes, and almost there, and a bar has drinks. Here's the thing. We are the longest running poetry slam on the West Coast. We have been in this room on the stage since 1998. We will be in this room on this stage forever. How long forever? How long? Ugh, how long do we have until Greta Thunberg fixes climate change? But that is because of someone there laughed in a very pained way that tells me just how many sleepless nights you've had thinking about that. I respect you, and it doesn't get better. So, here's the thing. Go to the bar with our wonderful bartender, Jenna. Get yourself a drink. I drink Prankster because it's amazing, and I can't get any of these on the East Coast, so I guzzle it like motor oil while I'm out here. So, go get beer, wine, some cider, a snake bite, which is a thing where they pour beer into cider. If you liked Hot Topic in the 90s, I'm sure the name snake bite appeals to you. They also, because we're in Berkeley, we have hard kombucha. That is true. Alcoholic kombucha. It's like kombucha, except it fucks you up. But not your politics, like your body. So, go to the bar. Don't tell me if you get hard kombucha. Just don't tell me. Just don't tell me. Tell me, I got a Chardonnay. And then I'll be like, what a great white woman you are. Way to support the cause. But, don't tell me you got a kombucha. So go to the bar, get yourself a drink, get your date a drink, get someone you wish was your date a drink. Oh, my God, get me a drink. My flight out is at 8 a.m. I don't intend on sleeping tonight. I want to get on Delta as drunk as I was when I got here. So, on deck, we have Javi. In the hole, we have Nicole Tracy. Come to the stage right now. Give it up for Reggie!
Brisket and tango for biscuit and mango. Ain't no biscuit and mango, you don't risk it and tango.
You know, I have so many stories I could tell about you. I'm just not gonna.
A hood nigga's dissertation on colorism. Fuck your nuance. Some of your light-skinned niggas get on my goddamn nerves. There's something about constantly needing validation from blackness while simultaneously distancing yourself from everything that reminds you of it that screams, bitch, you can't actually sit with us. It's hard to be seen when these Martin Luther Cream, Talcum X, Rachel Dolezal ass bitches are taking up all the space, absorbing all the light, speaking with my voice while I disappear into the background of my own oppression, and you complain that you can't say nigga without your grandmother's racism threatening to crawl from your throat while I don't know, an actual nigga, and too busy dying on your mismatched tongue. And if Jesus is in fact a black man, he must be a light-skinned nigga too. Because that's just like y'all. To be instrument and evidence of death and still be praised. Still be worn around a white man's neck, a symbol of peace or diversity. We niggas, we the first ones to pray for you and the last ones to be in your prayers. You say, God bless the white man. God bless the wolf. God bless the sheep's clothing, but never the niggas, never the herd, never the skin you strip bare off our bones just to prove that you belong here. You got the acting skills of a middle school play. You shuck and jive and then call it code switching. You fuck a white man and say hashtag goals, hashtag post-racial America, hashtag I am the poster child for what we all expect niggas to be, and it must be so nice to look so much like the oppressor you forget about the noose waiting for you around the corner. You ungrateful ass house niggas. You forget the fields that birthed you. Forget that master still make you sleep in the barn when you done riding his dick like that. Still growl a hard R through his teeth just to taste your blood between them. You forget your grandparents were on two different ends of the fire hose. Two different sides of the sit-in. Sides of a history you claim to know so well. You flip-flop motherfuckers. You unreliable assholes. You chocolate and vanilla swirl-faced niggas. Do you know how quickly they will come for you? How they will sell a black body just to make a fast dollar. Whiteness is taken just as easy as it's given just as easy as you pass out black cards. Let your white friends say nigga. Allow them access to a violence they already know so well. Violence that fits perfectly within the palms of their hands. So when they come for us with their rope and their fire and their metal and our bones, when they chant our names like a death song in the streets, when they ground opens up to swallow us real niggas whole, they will come for your blood next. But when you call to us for help, we will remember exactly where you stood before the ashes fell. We will remind you where you were when we needed you the most.
Give it up for Reggie, everybody. Judges. Oh, that was quick and assertive. I love it. One, two, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. But I need 5, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 3, 4, and 5. Again, I do round multiple digits down because we can't do math here at the Berkeley Poetry Slam. That's not our gimmick. Don't expect that from us. We have a low of an 8.25, which goes to an 8.2. Then 10-point scale. 10-point scale. Then it goes to a 9.3, 9.5, 9.7, and a 10! Get up for the poet, everybody! Judges, I will remind you, as I remind you with every poet this round, stay consistent. Audience, I will remind you, get the fuck louder. I want a poet up here to get 17 10s. I want whiteboards I didn't know were in the audience to pop up like dandelions. I want shit to happen. Make that happen for me. On deck, we have Nicole Tracy. In the hole, we have the last poet of the first round, Jordan, but coming to the stage right now. Give it up for our next poet, Javi!
Avengers, they were basically Captain Marvel. You not see the lesbian haircut?
You taught me that the journey was actually the poppers we took along the way.
Wow.
Yes, this bitch! Stunt on these hoes!
I keep dreaming of fruit. The other night, I bit into an apple, but my teeth stayed on the flesh. I looked down to my left side and saw it chewed right off. No blood, just teeth. I keep waking up with bruises I don't remember getting, and I think that must be why I keep dreaming of fruit. How soft flesh gives way to any force put on it, but who can blame the hand that knows how sweet the citrus drips under the skin? The peel was named after the act of its own taking, so this must just be semantics, I guess. Fruit soaks up alcohol like it was made for it. A man shoves bottlefuls of liquor into a melon, and suddenly I can't go to bed without thinking of vomit. The dream is the same every time. I'm at a party where I don't recognize anyone's face. He rolls in a watermelon from the kitchen. This is where it kisses the loud, so quiet, where the pierces flesh, nothing hurts. No blood, just teeth. Turns it around to show a bite mark the size of my mouth and my mouth only. So now I am drunk in a dream. Being drunk is just you pretending to be until the faceless crowd stops staring. And sure, why don't we blame the fruit for drowning itself in liquor? Doesn't it know that its own rotting will make a drunk of it eventually anyways? How wine is just a celebration of decay. Do you taste the festering on your tongue, a reminder of how everything sweet comes at a price? And maybe that's all that dreams are. A payment to be made, a penance for everything we swore no longer kept us up at night. I don't remember his face, but I do remember his hands, his hands, his hands, his hands, his hands. Bruise is a body's remembrance. You must have fought. You made it here, didn't you? You were drunk, and he loved that about you. In a dream, you can't recognize a face you haven't seen in real life. Maybe shame is. But at least here, I can wake up and he's not next. At least here, the only things I ever see are his hands.
Give it up for Javi, everybody. Judges, give me those scores. And live stream attendant Arvin, tell me if I fucked up the mics here. I got 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Starting from a low, we have an 8.0. Remember, 10-point scale. 10-point scale goes up to a 9.3, 9.5, 9.6, 9.7. Get up for the poet, everybody. On deck, we have the last poet of the first round, Jordan, but coming to stage right now. Give it up for our penultimate poet. That is our second to last of the first round. Give it up for Nicole Tracy.
Content warning for sexual assault. The rape apologist says to the survivor, he's not blaming me, just the red Solo cup for being so irresistible, the game for being so much fun, my hand for being the perfect fit for the cup, my mouth for wanting to drink, my blood for having such a high alcohol content, my voice for saying how much I love the taste of my own drink, my words, even though they didn't tell you the best way to try my drink was to kiss me, and you for kissing me anyways. He's not blaming me, but he asks what I was wearing in the same breath. He's not blaming me, just the clothes I was wearing, how I wear them, because my confidence was just so attractive. He's not blaming me. He's just blaming me for loving myself and dressing how I want. He's not saying it was my fault, but tells me I was foolish for thinking my own bedroom would be safe. Blames me for feeling comfortable. Blames me for mistaking comfort and safety. He says it's not my fault, but says there is nothing sexier than a girl who is comfortable. As if comfortable means I've let my guard down. The rape apologist asks me his name, as if the name of my rapist absolves him of all guilt. Asks me, I'm sure, as if I don't know my own body. I tell him my body knows what it feels like to not belong to itself. My body knows better than him. My body knows better than him despite his attempts to tell me otherwise. The rape apologist blames everything and everyone except the rapist, but says he doesn't blame me. Says not all men, asks why more rapists aren't convicted, but doesn't ask why his behavior enables them to walk free. Doesn't ask how he can represent something of a larger problem. The rape apologist is right, though. Not all men are nice guys. Not all men will walk me home without an ulterior motive. Not all rapists will be convicted. Not all rapists will even see the inside of a courtroom. The rape apologist says he doesn't blame me, just everything about me. Says it's not my fault, but he wants to say it is.
Give it up for Nicole Tracy, everybody. Judges, you know what to do. Give me those scores. I have 1, 2. Always so decisive. I appreciate that. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're so close to having a quorum. 5. So we have a low of a 9.2. 9.5. I like it when judges look at their score like, was it me? 9.5. That was 2 9.5 scorekeeper. 9.8 and a 9.9. Get up for the poet. Now remember, I told you about the bar. There is also a kitchen. The kitchen has amazing food. I am currently having, listen, like, I love this show. I used to run it for blah, blah, blah. I am here not for the poetry, not for the show, but for the cheesy pulled pork fries. They are life-changing. And not just in the way that now there aren't pork regulations. I might be eating mud. It is delicious mud. That's not a good advertisement for food. I don't take it back. Go to the kitchen. Go get something delicious. We have cheesy pulled pork fries. We have pasta, we have burgers, we have various desserts, we have salads, because it's Berkeley, and I know you care about that kind of thing. Go to the kitchen, get something to eat, wash it down with a drink from the bar, buy me a drink. On deck, we have our second round, the 2-minute round, but couldn't stage right now. Give it up for our last poet of the first round. I like this preemptive applauding. Let's start applauding now for Jordan!
I love this white woman.
In the cradle, while in the underground, is dangerous. That there are pieces of ourselves that should never touch the surface. I come from a line of coal miners. It is tradition to trip in the dark and insist we can see just fine. To choke on fumes and call it breathing. We inherit mental illness. It leaves burn scars on the family tree. Once, my ancestors carried canaries into the mines to alert them to rising methane levels. The birds died from toxins before the humans began to cough. The last few generations waited until their children were coughing up depression to teach us our history. Those to come are always the canaries, lungs on fire before anyone acknowledges the heat. Anxiety collapses tunnels. I am an experiment in genetic survival. All of me should never touch the surface. Nobody talks about how deep mental illness runs in us till I am hysterical in my parents' bedroom and they cannot love the death from my skin. Till my great aunt's memorial is told in euphemism. A few years ago, I found the will I made when I was 7. I was planning my own burial if I could tie my own shoes. Tradition sends us into unstable minds. No one tells us unbalanced chemicals cause explosions. Suicide effuse in our veins, waiting to be. Yellow canaries know When sadness caves us in, our bodies are the only sunlight we had left. All I had was the trail of feathers mental illness plucked over the years. The grandmother who died, starving her bones bird-like. I never knew her, and I still tried to forge myself in her image. My parents stayed silent while I was burning up. My mother has always tried to save me in her own way. She begged me not to label myself mentally ill, afraid it would make me more flammable. When I stopped hiding the coal on my tongue, she said she could not find our relationship, afraid of reigniting her own ashes, her own sadness. My mother and I believe in different routes of survival. I tell her we have to go down before up, and all she can hear is the canary's last breath, raised to ignore the trail of limp wings, say how pretty they turn to smoke. My family hasn't mined in decades, but still they carry cages of birds. Genetics laced our blood with wildfire, but my generation refuses to be cremated, to follow tradition and bury ourselves. My ancestors waited till we were choking on our inheritance to teach us to survive it. We are explosions that carry their names. I am their worst nightmare, the bird that sings too loudly, that will not continue this suicide dance. Burning does not scare me.
Give it up for Jordan, everybody! Judges! Give me those scores for the last poet of the first round. I have one, so quick, so appreciate it. I have 1, 2, 3. These judges have varying opinions, which is why we take 5. We drop the high, drop the low. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Starting from a low, we have a 7.5. Goes up to an 8.7, 9.5, 9.5, and a 9.9. Get up for the poet. Y'all, that was the end of the first round. Give it up for every poet who has touched the stage so far. Now, while my scorekeeper is doing math, and by that I mean Google spreadsheets, what's going to happen is in the next round, we are taking the top 6. Is it the top 6 scoring poets from the first round? And then in the round after that, we're taking the top 4 poets. It's amazing how much you stop knowing once you move. But that means we are going to be saying goodbye to some poets because of the arbitrary madness that is slam poetry. While I'm waiting on those scores, did you know this show happens every Wednesday? And you can support this show happening every Wednesday. Like, I want to make it clear. I moved in August. We did not have these lights when I moved. We did not have, thank you so much spreadsheetness. We didn't have a live stream when I moved. And all of that is because folks have been funding this show, which is very appreciated. We have, because we're in the Tech Central, we have a Patreon. And tonight only, if you start as a patron to our Patreon, you get a button. And here's the thing. Any other city, I don't think you'd care about getting a button. But this is Berkeley. You love putting your political beliefs on buttons. Fucking love that shit. Take a Facebook status, put it on a safety pin, ram it on your goddamn backpack you've had fashionably for 4 years. I know who you are. I was of you once. So, check out our Patreon. We also have other ways to donate. I will tell you about it in a second. Don't worry about it. Bar, kitchen. Anyway, second round order. We are going to be going in this order. Give it up for every name as I say it. We have Nicole Tracy, Reggie, Javi, Tiana, Seven, and Jordan. Give it up for every poet who touched the stage tonight and everyone who's going to keep going. So, on deck, we have Nicole Tracy in the hole. We have Reggie, but the thing is that this round is different than last round. This round is the 2-minute round. Last round, poems went for 3 minutes. This time, they go for 2 minutes. That's going to feel a little different for y'all. And so, judges, we got you. We got you another sacrifice to calibrate. So again, on deck, we have Nicole Tracy. In the hole, we have Reggie, but coming to the stage right now. Give it up for our sacrifice and our feature next month for Ashia! Give it up! This side too, you goddamn cheer!
It is believed that femmes are the carriers of ancestral memory, that through our guidance, we retain all the secrets of this brief and bewildering existence. I tell you this because memory is tricky, and I want you to remember me by the end of this poem. Boy on dating app asks, do you really believe in that magic shit? Laughs when I say this been my bloodline for millennia. Says seems like all girls nowadays want to be witches. Says I need to see it to believe. Says my wicked is sexy until it becomes too demanding. How easy they tell on themselves. Men want a witch woman until she acts as her own person. Until her tongue wraps around a lie and shatters it to its core. Until she sees the insecurity festering within you. All the boys I've loved prefer their women ghosts. Trapped in a love more reminiscent of obligation. Ghost woman never makes her lovers face the thing that they are afraid of. She is not surprised when it is a shadow of her own eyes. Ghost woman softens her spine for you, lets her tongue become a stepping stone of your incomparable imagination. She is a body of give and give and give. All of my ghosts demand to be heard. I'm a daughter of that which cannot be exterminated. Magic, I'm a crazy witch bitch because that is what my blood returns to. Witch woman is a bitch, knows that all of her kin are owed. Even the land knows whose flesh fed it. You cannot fool this legacy no matter how many untruths you cram into the dirt. Witch woman dances under the full moon, lets her breast swing free in the night breeze, lush with the scent of her own joy. Witch woman is a communist, is a stargazer, is a dreamer in the soft silhouette of a forgiving earth. God, we learn to captivate our own selves. Here we are free. When all of the men weep at this modern day witch hunt, Tituba, Calypso, and all of my other goddesses scream in agony, how frail and fragile this country's memory be, to sow victimhood from a rewritten past, to rejoice at the destruction of those who dared to believe in something sweeter, who dared fight beyond worship of a false god built off the bones of the laborers who forged the temple. My ancestors' blood salts the ocean, remembers the taste of my kin, and vengeance has been brewing. We, witch bitches, are coming for you. I've got whole ecosystems on my side. You can't kill this kind of truth. How every part of me is a lesson in ecological survival. And ain't that glorious? Ain't that magic? Ain't that the goddamn truth?
Give the fuck up for shit. Oh my God. And if you can't fucking tell, we feature the best poets in the country. Give me those scores. See, usually I try not to sway the judges because I'm the host. That was a sacrifice. I don't give a fuck. That was amazing. Ashia, quick question. Do you know Aaliyah Bradshaw? Yeah, I thought so. Both Denver. You guys, fuck, I don't know what they put in the water out there. Y'all amazing. Okay, remember, come next month for their feature. And in general, we got a low of a 9.3. It's okay, though. We have 4 10s. Get up for the poets! What the fuck was that shit? Okay. Judges. Since now 4 of you have given the top possible score you can. If you have seen yourself score creeping, that's fine. We all make mistakes. Some of us have dated men. That's a far worse mistake. So, listen, y'all. I'm queer. I'm bisexual, and I'm still dating a man. I'm the dumbest bitch in this room, but I had choices. Could have been a white woman. It could be worse. Anyway, so here's the thing, judges. I believe in you. You've done so good, but also 4 of you just gave 10s. So you gotta stay consistent from here on out. Remember, 0 to 10. A 6 is fine. It's fine. Poets think that the scores are from 8.7 to 10, and that's because poets weren't validated enough as children, or they were validated too much as children. It's an either-or thing. Either they got no love from their parents and they wrote a poem about it, or they got an award in 3rd grade about, you wrote the best poem about an egg. So, fuck this audience. Don't pay attention to them. Stay consistent. Stay hard. Stay frozen-hearted. Stay realistic. Audience, 4 10s is not 5 10s. You had one job. We ended the first round and we still have not had someone get 5 10s. You are letting me down just like I am letting myself down by dating a man. So, what I need you to do, judges, stay consistent. Audience, I need the judges to be like me and the audience to be my friends believing in better than me. So, again, the order in the second round for the 2-minute round is going to be Nicole, Tracy, Reggie, Javi, Tiana, Seven, and Jordan. So, is this Doja Cat? DJ Cornrow Collins, is this Doja Cat? Yeah, play the Milk song at some point. It's weird. On deck, we have Reggie. In the hole, we have Javi coming to the stage right now. Give it up for our next poet, Nicole Tracy. I see you. Goddamn cheer.
Gang, and I cannot stress this enough. Gang.
To the platypus. I know what it's like to be looked at with confusion, to be something in between two things and told you are not enough of either. Ducks call you a beaver, and beavers will always call you a duck, and neither of them wants you to be both. Both want to put the other part of you on trial for impeachment and see which half is labeled guilty. I know the ache of wishing you could turn your fur to feathers, wishing you could make your tail shrink. I know we share the same ache of wanting to be just one thing, just so we don't get asked the same question over and over and over. I know how it feels to lose your voice when we get asked to pick one. I know you want your identity to be easy for other people to take in. How many ducks called you a beaver before you corrected them? How many jokes did you make at the expense of your own identity just to make it easier to be around someone else? I know some days you feel more duck than beaver, and other days you forget ducks even exist. But most days, you wish you could swing your tail and knock out anyone who says you're only a duck and peck away anyone who says you're only a beaver. Have you forgotten what a quack sounds like? Forgotten what your own voice sounds like? Surrounded by noise meant to do just that? Well, guess what, platypus? Don't forget about your venom. Don't settle for just being a duck or just being a beaver when you are so much greater than being equal to just one of them.
Give it up for Nicole Tracy, everybody. Judges. Platypi. The gay beavers of the animal world. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I want you to know I will stand behind that statement and I will give no explanation. I have a low of an 8.9. Goes to a 9. Goes to a 9. 9.2. 9.4. Get up for the poets. On deck, we have Javi. In the hole, we got Tiana coming to the stage right now. Give it up for Reggie.
Are they top? Okay. Flex.
When my brother tells me that Marva said that her pronouns are nigga, I felt that shit. Cause my pronouns are nigga. My gender is a grape swisher and a 40 by noon. Is the whole hood up having a black party in front of the liquor store at 2 a.m. My gender says fuck the rules. Fuck the oppressor. Fuck anyone not from my block littered with binders and makeup. My gender will still fuck a bitch up without smearing my lipstick cause my gender grew up fighting to survive. My gender knows curled fist and painted nail. Long pretty hair pulled back into a messy bun cause I caught that nigga that was misgendering me on Facebook and I told him hands on sight. My gender knows to keep its hands in sight when walking or shopping or being stopped by the police knows that my hashtag will always wear the wrong pronouns. And my mother will always mourn a son. My gender will keep itself quiet so she doesn't lose a daughter too. My gender is a nigga that can't call itself trans because that's always been a white word that don't sit well on a black tongue, don't get used in black conversation or seen on black television. So my gender has always been its own role model, has had to create a space just for itself. My gender is a black power fist at a pride parade. My gender says all cops are bastards, even the ones you are thinking of. My gender knows how many black boys were murdered by gay cops last year. Is a rainbow flag drenched in its own blood. My gender is first death, then a resurrection. Is the unraveling of a black boy into something beautiful. My gender is graveyard and garden. Is headstone and headline and head hunt and head bowed in prayer. My gender is a prayer, which means my gender must be holy. My gender must be sacred. My gender must be God, which means my gender must be a nigga. It is, after all, the blackest thing I have ever known.
Give it up for Reggie, everybody. Judges. Scores, please. I have 1, 2. Oh, DJ Cornrow Colin, you are killing it tonight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have a low. Fuck that 9 barrier. We got a low of a 9, 9.5, 9.8, a 10, a 10. Get up for the poet, everybody. On deck, we have Tiana. In the hole, we got 7. Coming to stage right now. Give it up for Javi. Audience.
Something about a team, Avengers, Captain Marvel.
You're wonderful.
So, what the fuck does straight passing mean, anyways? Is it like a test? Did I have to study? Because I don't think I did. I was too busy rolling the R's on all my Is it multiple choice? I think I've seen a sample question before. It goes somewhere along the lines of, can you keep a secret? Translation, do you have room for 2 in your closet? Translation, how much can you bend your arms into the shape of a cross? God's always watching, remember? Let's say straight passing is a solid C. So if you hold the pinky, the middle, and the ring finger of your partner, then you're straight passing. If you only suck 75% of a dick, you're straight passing. If you don't reciprocate oral sex, you're an asshole. A straight passing asshole. Short answer, you're at a party where queer is a thin film on the surface of every shot glass. A boy comes up to you and tells you, I would fuck you if you weren't gay. I mean, if I weren't straight. I mean, what was I talking about? And oh, is this what love is? Answer, yes. Love is anything that sees you to tomorrow. Love is anything that gives you a reason to stay. Multiple choice. You're choking on salt water and the only way out is a hand on fire. Do you choose to burn or do you choose to drown? Translation, how will you die today? Translation, how straight passing can you be before it's not even you anymore?
Give it up for Javi, everybody. Judges. Can I just say you're my favorite audience member? Like, you are feeling this shit so hard in the way it is meant to be felt. I love it. All right, 1, 2. While I'm waiting for these scores, y'all over here, you're the middle of a souffle in the Great British Bake Off. You're fucking softening. You're sagging. Paul Hollywood and Mary Berry would be fucking disappointed in you. I need you to cheer louder. I'm up here. I can see you with my goddamn eyes. And no, they're not very good, but I can see you not cheering. Here are my scores. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to find out so soon. So soon. 5. Starting from below, we have a 9.3. 9.3, 9.5, 9.8, 9.9, and 8.10. Give it up for Javi. Really quick, before we keep going, can anyone tell me what this is? Okay, now you two are in a competition for my favorite audience members. And here's the thing. I know I'm from the Bay Area. I am monogamous, so only one of you can have my love. But I'm sorry. I know. I have the cruelest punishment that God could give a human, which is to be queer and monogamous. God save me from my own desires. But instead of making this my personal therapy session, I'm going to pass this to you. And you're going to put $5, $10, a million Bitcoin in it. I'm going to be honest. Like, I know Bitcoin are a thing on the computer, but I still imagine them as big, giant gold coins like in Mario. So, if you have a big, giant gold coin like Mario, put that in the tip jar, absolutely. But we love money that folds. Pass it around because all of this money goes to get our representatives out to the Women of the World Poetry Slam and FEMS, which, as I said, are in states that are not California and thus far. So on deck, we have 7. In the hole, we have the last poet of the second round, Jordan, and then we have a break so you can order drinks. But coming to the stage right now, give it up for our next poet, Tiana!
A spell for Nia Wilson and all the black girls who were forced to skip womanhood. Unflower the grave. Unmemorialize MacArthur. Unscream. Unriot. Untragedy the trial. Bar and bind the man, his breath, knife, and bloody t-shirt. Make him beg, then unhear his pleas. Unstill the death. Unmourn. Unbury, unash, black girls deserve to live somewhere other than our grief. Unfuneral the body, untrophy our blood, unbound, unbounty our lives, ungod the girl, uncrown the girl, unblack the sheep, unwhite headline and crime, uninnocent the men who only know how to be the strength of their hands. Unstill the death. Bring her back. I choose to love her back to breathing. I choose to replace her with a worthy candidate, a worthless man. I offer the earth honorable sacrifice, his body for the compost. I offer the end of wrath. I'll bring the sun back. The girls will bring the hopscotch sidewalks and jump ropes back. I offer no more of our tears. Unfeast our terror. I choose to love her back to living, back to breathing, back to living, back to breathing. I choose to love her back to life, back to now, now, now. Bring her back.
Give it up for Tiana, everybody. Judges, I got 1 score. You're going to want to send the tip jar around that way to the people at the bar. I got 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. I love the audience members who are looking at the scores and already angry. Shout out to former Berkeley Slam organizer, former Berkeley Slam Grand Slam champ, former Berkeley Slam Whelps rep, Caitlin Lucas, over here, just cherishing some babies or whatever. Gross. My lease won't even let me get a cat. So, scores, can I have them up? I have a low of an 8.5. It's a 10-point scale. Goes to a 9.5, 9.8, a 10, and a 10. Get up for Tiana. Make sure that tip jar is going around so we can fund our winners. Judges, please stay consistent. Remember, we have cuts. We can't take every poet, although I wish we could. So on deck, we have Jordan in the hole. We have a 10-minute, not 10, I don't trust y'all, 5-minute break, but come on stage right now. Give it up for 7.
This poem is for people with body image issues and the ones that love them. I watch her, looking in the mirror as we undress for the first time, standing naked. She raises and wrinkles nose at reflection. It is quick, an instant of scrutiny. My heart aches in the moment, realizing she knows not her terroir, the lusciousness of her landscape. She observes rejection, watching stretch marks spread, etching vineyards in her skin, fingernails raking across dried leaves of freckled flesh, face contorting while grasping the ripeness of labored chest, her mind, scorning her body. Never noticing. When the makeup and clothes come off, we all bear bruises and scars. She is viewing only flaws, holding womanly image to high school standards, forcing white finger down pink throat, pushing regrets against stomach walls, hurling insecurities of what attractive means. She corrupts commode, coating it with false promises of physical perfection. She envisions her eating disorder. Gawking, I state, well, damn, bitch, you gorgeous. Well, so my words couldn't twist her protest. I stop her mid-sentence, compassionately kissing, wishing she could picture looks irreplaceable, distinguishing stretch marks as roadmaps for her children. 20-hour labor of love stories teaching them to accept their own changing anatomy. Fingernails tracing constellations across luminous skin, face beaming while cherishing the fruits of suckled bosom, arms strong enough to hold the moon, her offspring, me, my tongue, praying she could taste and see flawless the contours of her figure, complex as California Chardonnay. Long legs yielding to babies planted around my waist, placing pale fingers between coral lips, swirling bliss beyond ecstasy, appreciating her beauty.
Give it up for 7, everybody. Judges, give me those scores. I have 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Sorry. Oh, okay. So for a low, we have a 9.0. No, we are not booing 9.0s. 0 to 10. 0 to 10. This. I'm going to get so mad at the judges after the break. No, hold it up. After the break, we're going to talk about score creep. It's going to be amazing because we didn't have score creep. Y'all have just been scoring high from the start and consistently, and that's beautiful. But audience, you do not boo a 9. Anyway, we have a 9. We have a 9 point. Did you just boo your own score? Bitch, I can't stand you. Give me that confidence in 2020 to boo another bitch's score for me. We got a 9. We have a 9.9. A 10. A 10. A 10. Give it up for 7, everybody. On deck, we have the 5-minute break. Is it last call for the kitchen? I just want to check real quick. It is last call for the chicken. Chicken? They have chicken. Listen, if you're intrigued about Berkeley history past, ask me or several other people here about the time the cops got called because of a live chicken. It was a night. But you'll be able to go to the bar and the kitchen during the break. But we have one more poet then before that. So on deck we have the break. In the hole we have the 3rd round. But coming to the stage right now, give it up for the last poet of the 2nd round, Jordan!
The men in this poem have many names. The sore loser from class, who to get back at me outs my sexual abuse to my baby brother. The guy who calls himself a feminist because it gets him more Tinder matches. The wedding guest who thinks rape jokes are icebreakers. The guys in this poem are probably sitting in this room, always demanding femmes explain rape culture to you right now. What you are asking for is an execution. You could read Survivor's writing. You want a live performance, entertainment in exchange for your allyship. This is a casual conversation to you. Forced exposure therapy for me. When I peel off the skin I live in so you can understand, what will you do with it? You terrify the women you think you are saving. We just think you are here to claim us for yourselves. When you insist I should be grateful you grabbed my ass, that is the parasite feeding on backhanded compliment. It's the poison that only tastes sweet to the poisoner. That is rape culture, the demon in your voice. It's the fuck you, bitch, the moment I reject you. You say you're just asking questions, as if interrogating why I didn't tell isn't a blade to the throat. You dissect my abuse and tell me I'm imagining the razors. You put magnifying glasses to our traumas and call yourself scientists when we go up in flames. When we peg you to stop dragging us to the fire to record the screams of burning women. You throw unsolicited arms around our shoulders and conclude in your lab reports that we are just stubborn. Your facts call us girls who don't know what's good for us. Rape culture is all the men who demand we teach them, spend the whole lesson lecturing us on how they'll save us better. All the men who don't believe us until we hand them our narratives in a gift basket. Give gratitude to their science. Say thank you for publishing our stories under your names.
Give it up for Jordan, everybody. Judges, this is your last time before the break. Give me those scores. I got 1. I have 2. I have 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. But I need 5. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Starting from low, I have an 8.5. Goes up. What a night when an 8.5 gets booed. It goes to a 9.2, 9.6, 9.8, 9.9. Get up for Jordan, everybody. Y'all, that was the last poet of the second round. Please give it up again for every poet who has touched the stage tonight. Now, we are going to take a 5-minute break. I know how you motherfuckers are. I know you think 5 minutes means 20 minutes. Yes, 5 minutes might mean 7 minutes because despite how light-skinned I am mixed. But we are going to be back here ostensibly in 5 minutes. Now is your time to finish up getting food from the kitchen, get a drink from the bar, smoke something that will disappoint your mother. Remember, we have this Patreon. If you don't have cash to put in the tip jar, the Patreon is a great place to do it. If you leave now, you gave me half your money for free. And if, that's a financial place you're at, congratulations. Good for you. Can't relate. But I will see you guys in 5 minutes. Also, if you like something a poet did, let them know. We thrive off validation, except for me. I thrive off validation and drinks. So buy me some of those. I'll see y'all in 5 minutes. Start the third round. I'm gonna try that again, and everyone's gonna make sound. Are we ready to start the third round? So, the order for the third round, we take the top 4 poets, and it is going to be Seven, Tiana, Reggie, and Javi. Give it up for every poet who has touched the stage. But we have 2 sacrifices for you before that happens, so give it up for our first sacrifice, Nazila!
Understand this. Discomfort is not a whites only sign, or a lynching rope, or police profiling. It is quite different from feeling that your life is in jeopardy because your version of human is unaccepted. Your discomfort will likely not get you executed, or banned from the bathroom, or financial insecurity. And I know, white boy, you can't see your own privilege, because you never had a pillow for your tender blonde head. But privilege has allowed you to sleep in a bed, while brown folks have learned to rest on the cold and rocky ground. So go on, finish your burrito, get on your skateboard. If you feel out of your element, roll back to the neighborhood they improved and took over so you could live. Forget about the loud black girl who politely asked you to turn your music down. We have to be brown, but you could be anywhere. After all, the comfort zone was made for you.
Give it up for Nazila, the first sacrifice for this 1-minute round. I have 1 score. 1, but I need 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're so close. We're about down in a second. No! 5. Starting from low, we have an 8.3, 9.3, 9.8, 9.8, and a 10. Get up for the poet. On deck, we have 7 in the hole. We have Tiana coming to the stage right now. We have our last sacrifice of the third round. Give it up for Jazz Sufi. You're all very silly. Anyway, my ex-boyfriend told me that when his ex-girlfriend tried to kill herself, he punched the wall so hard he broke every bone in his hand. It wasn't until after that that he took her to the emergency room, until he heard 2, but louder, sirened before the sirens came for her. He showed me the selfie she took the next day, duck-lipped and pouting, wrists hidden out of frame, but I know they look like a wall. Everything that loves him looks like a wall he can break his hand against. Clever boy who can heal his own damage and still blame you for it. Floods the room with gaslights and blames you for casting shadows. His phantom pain, your haunting. His broken bones, your fault. My fault. He caught me cutting once and he screamed at me like I was trying to kill him. He caught her trying to kill herself and he called himself a murder victim. Always victim. Calls every girlfriend he's had a killer as he hides the axe behind his back. He's been gone years and I can still hear my own blood dripping from the blade, but you know what they say? They say ghosts don't exist. That sound is just the walls creaking. Get over your sacrifice, Jazz Sufi. Judges. I have 1, I have 2, but I need 5. Keep in mind, my feelings don't matter at all. I live somewhere else. So just give me those scores. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's amazing how your feelings feel once you leave. I have a low of a 9, 9.2, 9.4, 9.9, and thank you, a 10.0. Give it up for the poet. Okay. Judges. We did 2 sacrifices for this round for a reason. The scores are really close. Like, within half a point close of these top 4 poets. What we need from you is to be so consistent. Like, if you haven't given anything below a 9 yet, maybe now's your time. Now is your time to be super discerning. Listen, I want you to look at it like you're looking at the difference between Liz Warren and Bernie Sanders, where they're basically the same person, but like, you have your opinion, because of course you do. I'm not saying which of your opinions are right, because we're not on Twitter, and I don't want to deal with that shit. But I want you to look at this as closely as you do the Democratic candidates, or if you don't give a fuck about politics, I want you to look at this as closely as you do when you're picking which strain of weed you buy from the dispensary, okay? Listen, I don't know how the fuck you guys can decide between 2 different sativas. How do stoners work? Your brains confuse me. But I know there are sativas, indicas, hybrids, and all of them fuck me up. So what I need is for you to take whatever discerning moment you have. Maybe it's people on Twitter, or Tinder, but they're the same thing. Maybe it's weed. Maybe it's, democratic politics that'll affect the future of our country, especially since we're coming up on a time where we need a quorum in the Senate. But it's fine. Whatever for you makes you more judgmental and decisive, lean into that. If you have score crept up until this point, this is your time to reset. I am spending this much time talking to you because the scores are so close. And we need to find out who wins this shit, who gets second place, who's going to all these things. It's up to you, judges. Don't fuck this up. So the order, again, is 7, Tiana, Reggie, Javi. I'll be reminding you between each of these poets, get your shit together on scores. So on deck, we have Tiana. In the hole, we have Reggie coming to the stage right now. Give it up for your first poet in the 1-minute round, 7!
I would like you to unfriend my mother on Facebook right now. Before you start your poem, you pull out your phone and you do it right now. She is a nice white lady and she does not need this.
So just because Jazz started this shit again, Ice Cube said, put a sock on the pickle, and I did. Hey, Antoinette. Hey, Ice Cube said, put a sock on the pickle, and I did. Cucumber covered with latex, break your textbook, look at veggies. What? Doggy style. She couldn't keep up on that. No. Ma, Q at the grocery store. Jazzy. Like never before, quaking, shaking, California style. Thinking about it now, I can still see a smile as she wrapped her lips around my cucumber dick. Did I slip? Jazzy, you shouldn't know these things. Did I slip? As orgasmic twist of the sheets made me reach my pickle. Got the signal as the caves of diamond shining got all over my face. 79 cents. Only one way to use it. Don't abuse it. Smack that ass till she refuse it. Tax that ass till she refuse it. Tax that ass till she refuse it. Cucumber, cucumber, her, cucumbing. While I'm humming a song about nutrition. Hard nutting got you bent. Now I know my 79 cent was well spent. Now I know my 79 cent was well spent. Now I know my 79 cent was well spent.
Give it up for 7. 79 cents. My mother is worth at least a $1.29 cucumber from Whole Foods. How the fuck dare you? Fucking Whole Foods, from Lunardi's, from Nob Hill. How dare you? My mother is a Berkeley Bowl bitch, and I will hear nothing else. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Mom, I know you're watching on the live stream. I hate this too. Don't worry. We have a low of an 8.9, goes to a 9, 9.7, 9.7, and a 10. Give it up. Judges, remember, as I've said, stay consistent, etc. On deck, we have Reggie. In the hole, we have Javi coming to the stage right now. Give it up for Tiana.
To all the men who tell me my job is so easy. Do you know what it means to be a queer black woman with an understanding of cis heteropatriarchal capitalism and be a stripper? It means removing your tongue and trying to hide your identities in a G-string. It means some nights will be spent crying because no one wanted to dance from the black women, but all the white women went home with racks. It means entertaining your oppressors. And speaking of oppressors, do you know how hard it is to dance for someone who has voted for Trump? White men be my number one enemy and number one customer all at once. I service men who believe that serving them is not an actual job. Like I'm not literally bending over backwards to put a smile on their ungrateful faces. They see me as something to possess, something to own, not someone to pay. So instead of telling me my job is so goddamn easy, just shut up and run me my money.
Give it up for Tiana, everybody. Judges, run are your scores. I got 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. DJ, what the fuck is this song after that? I love it, but I'm just saying, like, this has the vibe of fucking Owl City 1000 Fireflies, which I did not expect. I have a friend, really quick, I'm just gonna say, I have a friend who lost her virginity to Owl City's 1000 Fireflies because the dude was like, this is an important song. You'll remember this. Men are bad. Okay, so we have a low of a 9.6, 9.8, 9.8, 9.9, and a 10. Give it up! And do not give it up for Owl City, because they're corny as shit. On deck, we have Javi. In the hole, we have our final 4-minute round, but coming to the stage right now, give it up for your next poet, Reggie!
If all the coffins on the plantation are lined with cotton, and all the corpses picked the cotton, then all the fields buried themselves with their gardeners in the fields, in the blood that watered the roots, finally made it back home to comfort the body. When the fields bled out our names, the soft of the casket already held a ghost, because what better to hold the black body than what grows from its spillage? After all, a child should always bury its parents. And if all the cotton seeds birth new plants, then all the new plants carry old blood, and a great-great-grandfather softens under a great-great-grandson, because even in death, it has always been us that holds us. A son buries a father, and the cloth of his bloodline is buried with his son. Somewhere in the deep south, I have a coffin full of someone else's blood. Somewhere, there is a field of cotton mourning.
Give it up for Reggie, everybody. Judges, you know what to do. I have one newest judge, so quick, so great. Appreciate you. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Starting from below, I have an 8.5. Goes up to a 9.2, 9.8, 9.8, and a 9.9. Get up for the poet. On deck, we have our final 4-minute round, whose order I do not know yet. I'll find out after this. In the hole, we have the second poet in that 4-minute round, which I do not know yet, and I will find out pretty much when you do. But come to the stage right now, please give it up for the last poet of the 3rd round, the last 1-minute poem. Give it up for Javi!
Don't get me wrong, I love whiteness. Please just bury me in a bathtub full of mayonnaise and olive oil. Baptize me under the new god of aioli. Praise to Pinterest and live and laugh and love. Oh, how much I fuck with the erasing of lips as a greeting. How else would I let a room know that I'm here without taking something away? Oh, whiteness. How much I have learned that my body is bad magic, can never burn in the sun, can never shine in the light. Oh, whiteness, you taught me to love, just not myself. Whiteness, see how I take and take and take and take for granted. Oh, whiteness, look at all I do for you. I would skin and be skinned. Look at the red, the bone. Whiteness, we have so much in common. When we are bleeding, when I am dead.
Give it up for Javi, everybody. Judges, your scores, if you please. I have one. That's cool. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. But I need 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Starting from a low, I have a 8.9. Goes to a 9. Goes to a 9.6. A 10. And a 10. Get it up for the poet, everybody. Yo, that was it for the 1 minute round. Give it up one more time for every poet who has touched this stage. Now, while I wait for the scores, y'all, I think I have implied this enough. Let me state this out loud. I am bad at math. I am not good. The last math class I took was in junior college, and it was called Math for Liberal Arts Majors. And I got a C. So understand, math is not my strong suit. With that said, these scores I know for a fact, with all these 9.5s and up, I know these scores are close. I know how close they are. Judges, I need you to be, we don't have a sacrifice for this round. I need you to be so discerning. Like actually discerning. I need you to not be drunk at 2 a.m. swiping through Tinder, being like, I don't know, he looks like his mom is nice, swipe. I need you to actually be mean. Be discerning. Help us figure out who is going to be our our No Man Slam champ. Who's going to Whoops, who's going to Fems. This is on you, audience. Be consistent. Audience, we still haven't gotten someone getting a perfect 50. That's your fault. Make it happen. So the round order for the last round is going to be Tiana, Reggie, Javi, and Seven. So give it up again. Your hands together. Also, heads up, I have heard a rumor that we are going to possibly have a dance party after the show ends, so you might want to stick around for that. They're always really fun. And my mom isn't here, so once Pony comes on, I don't know what I'll do. We'll find out. I fly out at 8 a.m. tomorrow. So on deck, we have Reggie. In the hole, we have Javi coming to the stage right now. Give it up for your first poet of the last round, Tiana!
I'm ready to talk about my death now. May this be the one demand about my body that is actually honored. Burn my bones into ashes. Bury them in a saturated pile of dirt. Plant a tree inside of me, an unclimbable tree. My branches out of reach to any man. I want to grow into a forest of redwoods this time. Thinking of a long life is a luxury I do not have. It cost me $222.37 to have swelling in the back of my head, my frontal lobe, to have a mouth full of cuts and pleas to be mangled into unconsciousness. The man twice my size in width and in height, threw rocks at me and my sisters after we told him we weren't interested. When we confronted him, he tried to smash my face into concrete, stamped my face with the bottom of his sneakers, watched my head make contact with cement, then kicked my motionless body again. You see, it is not a matter of if I will die, but when. I'll never know why he didn't kill me that night. But when I came back to semi-consciousness, I wasn't thankful to be alive. I asked to be taken from this defective shell of a body, this illusion of protection, this dainty vessel that feels real cursed, like I asked for a separate heaven. For me and all the women who walk with their headphones in but music off. For the women who always have a hand wrapped around a bottle of pepper spray. For the girls who have been running but can't seem to escape. For the girls who have to decide between taking the long way and walking past a group of men. For the girls, 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 for 12-year-old me who is still scared to walk home alone at 3 p.m. Who is now being followed to her doorstep, down the street, on the train, right into her nightmares. I asked for a separate heaven, a manless sanctuary, one where we do not have to teach our girls how to scream, but all I could imagine was this forest. Because everything else I'd like to become has already been touched by a man, and by touched, I mean destroyed. So when I die, I beg to be given back to the earth, to be camouflaged behind vines and tree bark and a thick, eerie fog that whispers men are not welcome here alive. And for every man we bring down with us, drag a knife down my bark, cover my trunk in their blood, so if their brothers ever stumble upon this forest, they will know that they are not safe here. And for the man who murders me, who unhinges my body, bathes his hands in my blood and swallows my last breath with ease, he must be brought to this forest, buried alive inside a wooden coffin next to my roots, so he knows what it feels like to be trapped inside the very thing that will kill him.
Give it up for Tiana, everybody. Judges, give me those scores. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh. One sec. I gotta make sure I'm reading this correctly. One sec. Okay, so we have a low of a 9.8. I'll allow it. And then we have a 10. A 10. A 10, and a 10. Give it up for Tiana, everybody. A perfect 30 at a finals event at the Berkeley Slam off paper. I think that's a record. So, judges, remember, please stay consistent. We have 3 more poets left tonight. Follow your hearts, but remember, your hearts do some weird shit sometimes. Like, look at that feeling you have when you look at a really cute puppy and you're like, do I want to hold it or do I want to kill it? That's a weird feeling the human body has. Consider that when you consider your scores. Stay consistent. On deck, I have Javi. In the hole, I have 7. Coming to the stage right now. Give it up for Reggie.
Faith in 6 parts. 1, if I don't have faith, I have fists. I have bone break violence. I have blood-fingered nails, a claw, a hook, an unhappening of a vein, the red poured out on the concrete, the pain, the searing, the fire, the water, the bodies left to drown in the dirt. The maggots swarm, the delicious rot of skin sagging over dead muscles and tired bones so white, it makes the mourning worth listening to. Grief is a troublesome thief. I cry for my own corpse. I cry for the body next to it. I cry for the dirt and all the death it carries, for all the ghosts surrounded by their own unmaking, for all the black boys surrounded by a familiar haunting, for all the blood that knows the blade that spilled it. 2, if black folks ain't magic, why are we so damn good at disappearing? I believe now. I truly do. I think a part of me always has. I know that I will die before the trick is over. My stomach will fill with maggots before the curtains close, but damn, what a house the magician has made me. My home, made of cloth, wide-brimmed, trimmed neat, big enough to fit any corpse left to rot in the dark. Listen here, children. The trick is simple. You just close your eyes, count to 3, believe in something, in anything, as long as it's not me. 3. It does not take much to believe in something. This I know from experience. I think faith in this way is completely useless. It is easy to fall for any magician's trick, to see him pull a ghost from the hat and mistake it for a rabbit, a living thing. For faith, something worth keeping, worth holding on to for. So the magician keeps pulling the same dead rabbit out the same tired hat, and all the kids are crying except for the black ones. Do it again. Do it again. It can't be dead. And denial grabs at a young neck before grief can crawl down its throat and make a home out of rotting flesh and brittle bone. 5. An erasure. I don't have faith. I have bone. I have blood. The red pain searing the bodies left to drown in the maggot swarm. Rot of dead bones. My body carries all the ghosts, all the black boys, all the blood. 6. So this face thing's gotten just a little bit complicated. What's with the rabbit? That doesn't matter. What's that supposed to mean? That doesn't matter either. Nothing, in fact, matters when you're constantly staring down the barrel of a gun. And there is no God that is willing to take the bullet for you. So how many times must the rabbit vanish for someone to notice its absence? How many crowds will applaud the disappearing rabbits and tricks? Gods and men, they are all the same to me. I'll stuff the magician inside his own hat if I have to. If I have faith, it is only within myself. If I have a God at all, I'll kill him with my own 2 hands. I'll bury him in his own dirt.
Give it up for Reggie, everybody. Judges, this is your third to last chance to give me some scores. I have 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We have a low of, there it is. I want to see what song it was. We have an 8.2, 9.1, 9. What a night when 9.1s are getting booed. 8.2, 9.1, 9.1, 9.5, 9.8. Give it up for the poet. On deck, we have 7. In the hole, we find out who are our first and second place winners, who gets to go to these 2 competitions in states that are not California or New York, and thus I do not care. So, give it, I'm gonna be honest. Do you care? Someone tell me exactly where Kentucky is on a map. Okay, south of Ohio, 90% of states are south of Ohio. I don't know what the fuck that means. Are you kidding? I also want to make it clear, when I said someone tell me where Kentucky is, I meant that rhetorically because I do not care. But I want to make it clear that I don't care. I don't want to know. If you tell me, that information is overriding more valuable knowledge that is in my brain now, so please don't tell me. I would rather be able to quote Avengers 2 Age of Ultron dialogue verbatim than know exactly where Kentucky is. So, on deck, we have 7. In the hole, we find out. Blah, blah, blah. Come on stage right now. Please give it up for Javi.
Fact. More Americans claim to have seen a ghost in real life than claim to have seen a trans person in real life. The gag is that they are the same statistic What is to be trans but to be a ghost? The very word for allowing light to pass through you is transparent. According to the transitive property, if A equals B and B equals C, then A must equal C. So if to be a ghost means to be trapped in the mortal realm, then to be trans means to be trapped in a mortal body, a perpetual means of catch and release. I take my gender and funnel it into my queerness as a form of release. I catch feelings and wonder why boyfriend sounds so wrong. I consider it an act against my queerness, a crime against everything I've learned to love about myself instead of a lack of self-actualization. Actuated power is power in motion. Stay with me here, okay? So if I take power from one system, let's say brownness, and supply power to a second system, let's say queerness, then the actuated power is in a new form. This must be where trans comes in. Transness is just power in motion. Gender is just a device that transduces a part of me so that the light doesn't shine through this time. I take the instructions and transcribe them to every Ouija board so that everyone who didn't make it here can come back, new form and living. And the first thing we do is fill the light sky litty with candlelight. That way we can hold each other, living things responsible for the movement of ghosts. I apologize for my gender for ever trying to name it. I rekindle an alchemy, my masculinity into everything my mother thinks she does not deserve. I find the right pronouns sprout from every pot of soil and even from the good earth. But no, if I'll be honest, I know what it feels like to learn to love a part of you that you have to bury before the rest of you, and it sucks. How I can talk to my mother and she can say she loves me, and I know she means the part of me that she knows is here, but he's gonna drag it with me. All I can say is that it took so long for my partner to get the right pronouns. And every single time, everyone told me, please, if he doesn't give you the light of day, you shouldn't love him. But if I can learn to love the me that is here and the me that I left behind, then I can wait a little bit for him or for my mom or for everyone else who apologizes. Look, I know you say sorry, and I know that means I love you, but I'm just trying to figure out the right way to say it. And I know it has taken me so long to figure out the right way to say I love you to me. So please, I'm here. I can wait, okay? Unless, you're kind of like an asshole about it, which, bye. Look, I know it's taken me a long time to get here. And I know it is annoying, and I know it does take a lot of thinking. It's taken me this many years to love myself, so I can wait a little bit for you. But the truth is, in a perfect world, ghosts and trans people really wouldn't be the same. Because in this one, when we die, free from a world that already thinks of us as ghosts, what reason would we possibly have to stay?
Give it up for Javi, everybody. Judges. I have 1, 2, 3. If I see people leaving before I have my last poem, I am going to scream so loud that God himself will weep. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You think that was an exaggeration? Good luck. I have a low of an 8.5, 9.5, 9.6, 9.6, and a 9.9. Get up for the poet. On deck and in the hole, we find out what's up. We find out who gets who, where's what. I don't know. It's fucking close. Shit. But coming to stage right now, give it up for the last poem of the night from 7.
I don't want this, what you call it?
Talk about. Give it up for 7, everybody. One, two. I want to make it clear that I am a narc, and I have alerted the authorities. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Just say no, friends. I'm a millennial. Just say no. It goes to a 9.2, 9.4, 9.5, a 10, and a 10. Get up for the poet, everybody. Y'all, that was the last poem of the night. Please get up for every poet who has touched the stage tonight. Can I have all the poets come up here? All the poets who are still here, who are sacrifices, who competed. I don't care. Poets, if you did a poem on this microphone, get the fuck up here. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. I'm not gonna count because I'm bad at that. But yo,
Thank you, spreadsheet magic. Give it up for my scorekeeper, Tino. This fucking herbal essence commercial right here.
Shea Moisture.
I thought we canceled Shea Moisture. Are we okay with them again? Because they use a lot of white people in their commercials. I was on Tumblr in 2014, so I canceled a lot of people we probably shouldn't have in hindsight. Listen, I just want to say, if you're on Tumblr in 2014, I forgive you. I forgive myself. We have to forgive ourselves. But one more time, please give it up for every poet on this stage, because y'all, I need you to understand. Shit is still difficult in the arts for folks who are not cis men. Let me goddamn tell you. It is not, it takes a lot to be up here. It takes a lot to have pushed through all of the shit to have got on the scoreboards to be up here, and in general, just the continuation. So I am so proud for every single person who's touched this stage. And now I am going to find out the two people. We have second place and first place. First place gets to go to either Women of the World Poetry Slam or Femmes. It's their choice. Second place gets to go to the other one. They're both deeply important. Although Femmes is a team competition. Whoever goes to Femmes, let me know if you want a teammate. But can I have a drum roll, please? In second place, give it up for Javi! Come on, Fanny Pack, say some shit.
Thanks. Thank you. Wait. Thanks. That was so good. Oh my God. Okay. And this is not just because, sorry, you can listen in on this, but this is really, okay, this is not just because I've been like drinking a little bit, but like, oh my God, I kept telling like literally everyone that I was just like, okay, so everyone really came here like prepared to like do really good stuff. So I'm like trying my best, but like, thank you so much. But yeah, thank you to you too, but okay, take your meds, drink some water. I love you.
Take your goddamn meds, drink some goddamn water. All right. And in first place, our No Man's Slam champ of 2020. Can I have a drum? Oh, you already did. Shit, fuck, okay. Please give it up. She won the last chance slam and now she's here. Please give it up for Tiana!
Your shirt is as soft as hell.
Oh, thank you. You're also wearing silk. It's also soft and beautiful.
I just told her her shirt is as soft as how I feel.
Oh, thank you. Hello, hi. I feel like, wow, I could speak now. I was so nervous earlier. Felt like I was gonna throw up. If y'all perceived me as being rude earlier, I was just like trying not to throw up on you. So there's that. And I didn't throw up, so here we are. Cool. Thank y'all for holding this space. Thank y'all for being here. It's like hella 11 o'clock on a Wednesday. So thank y'all for supporting this slam. Thank you all, yes, for slamming and sharing your work. Thank you for Berkeley Slam. Can we give it up for Berkeley Slam one more time? I've been coming here for like 5 or 6 years when I started slamming in college, and wow, it's beautiful to see the way that this venue has transformed. Okay, I'm gonna get off the mic in like 3 seconds. What? Oh, yes, okay, a little longer than 3 seconds. I have like 4 chapbooks with me if anybody wants to buy them. They have all of the poems that I read tonight in some version or capacity. They're a sliding scale, $10 to $15.
Only $10 to $15.
Yes, it would be great. I just had to buy a new inhaler today, and it would be lovely if y'all could support me in breathing. And also, support Black women, support Black non-binary folks, support Black people, support Black art. Black people are the reason why you are here in some way, shape, or form. And if you're not Black, you're somehow exploiting Black people. So pay Black people.
Please give it up for Tiana, everybody. And briefly, okay, we're going to give it up for all the poets one more time. But can we give it up for all of the poets having to exist in the world that they do and still giving you art that feeds your soul? One more time.
If you are white in the audience and you don't share, I will kill you.
So, the show is over, but the bar is not closed. I know for a fact we are about to do a dance party, which is pretty cool. If you could help us stack these chairs in the middle, that would be helpful, especially until Pony comes on, and then I lose control of who I am as a person. So, this show is amazing. We are here every single Wednesday. Please keep coming through. My name is Jazz Sufi. I have been your host. I am flying out at 8 a.m. Let's see what fucking happens. Spay and neuter your pets. Seacrest out.